Hello, how are you today? I hope you are fine and please stay home, stay safe. Today we will take Unit 12, My Future. At first, listen to the description. Can you name a job? Use the photos to help you. Who can get the most correct answers? Listen carefully. He looks after people's teeth. He is a dentist. Number one, excellent. She studies science. She is a scientist. Number two, yes, this number two. He is a person who designs machines. He is an engineer. Engineer, yes, thank you, engineer. Number four, she works with numbers. She finds out how much money a business gets. She is an accountant. Yes, accountant number four. Number five, he takes photos. He is photographer. Photographer, yes, five. Number six, she works in an office and goes to meetings. She is a businesswoman. Businesswoman, yes. Number six, he writes computer programs. He is a computer programmer. Computer programmer, where yes. Number seven. Number eight, she writes looks books. She writes books or articles. She is a writer. She is a writer. Writer, yes. Number eight. Number nine, she designs buildings. She is an architect. Architect design buildings. Yes, architect number nine. Thank you. Okay. Question number two. Read about Amir's uncle. Are these sentences true or false? Let's read together. My uncle has got a very interesting job. He is an engineer. An engineer is a person who designs machine and engines. Engines means المحركات and machines means الآلات. يبقى هو شخص بيصمم أو بيصنع الآلات والمحركات. My uncle designs engines for planes. I'd like to be an engineer one day. My aunt is a businesswoman. That's an interesting job too. A businesswoman and a businessman are people who work in an office and go to meetings. Amir. Okay, let's back to the question. Read about Amir's uncle. Amir's uncle is Amir's uncle is an engineer. True. Amir's uncle designs engines for cars or for planes, I think. يبقى false. Number three, Amir wants a job like this, like his uncle's one day. True. Amir aunt is an accountant. No, she is a businesswoman. Number five, Amir aunt work in an office. Yes, true. A businessman is someone who works in an office and goes to meeting. It's also true. Okay. Time for grammar. Relative pronoun who. ضمير الوصل who. We can join two sentences about people using the relative pronoun who. نقدر نوصل جملتين عن طريق الضمير الوصل اللي هو. A business woman is a person. Full stop. She works in an office. دي كده جملتين. A business woman is a person وبعدها she works is she works in an office. كده دي جملتين عايزين نوصلهم بعض. هنعمل ايه؟ هنحط هو في النص مكان الفول ستوب او مكان she. A businesswoman is a person who works in an office. كده خلاص الجملتين اللي هي معناها بالعربي كده الذي او التي بترم ضمير وصل للعاقل، للشخص العاقل. A businesswoman is a person who works in an office. طب تعالوا كده نشوف بعض الأمثلة. Reorder the words to make sentence with a relative pronoun. Number one مدينا جملة واحنا هنطلع الجملة منها اللي هي a teacher is a person who teaches students. تمام. عندنا الجملة التانية scientist is who science a studies person. يبقى a scientist is a person who studies science. Okay, number three, person, a pilot flies. A pilot is a person who flies a plane. Okay, number four, a photographer is a person who takes photographs. Okay. Work in pairs. Use the words below, ask and answer about the job. Question: Who is an architect? مين الاركتكت ده بيعمل ايه؟ An architect is a person who designs building. شخص بيصمم designs building بيصمم المباني. طب نسأل سؤال تاني. Who is a writer? A writer is a person who write books and articles. Okay? And so on. Let's move to lesson 2. Reading and listening. Look at the photos and read the article quickly. Match question with Nisma's answers. Okay, let's read. My dream job. This week we interviewed Nisma Al-Souri, a marine biologist. Number 1. A marine biologist is a person who studies the ocean and the plants and animal in it. المارين biologist ده اللي هو عالم الأحياء المائية. يبقى marine biologist. Marine biologist عالم الأحياء البحرية أو الأحياء المائية. The person who studies the ocean and the planets and animals in it. ده اللي بيدرس المحيطات وبيدرس النباتات والحيوانات البحرية اللي جواها. Okay. I am good at science and I love the ocean. The animals in our oceans are really beautiful and interesting. In my job, number 3, in my job, every day is different. On some days I go diving around coral reefs. On other days I test water from the ocean. In the laboratory, I also spend a lot of time on the computer writing the results of tests. Number 4, my research helps to protect the plants and animals in the ocean. That's the best thing. It's really important to look after our planet. Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? There are bad things about every job. Aren't there? Aren't there? Sometimes the weather is terrible. It isn't nice to go out in boat for a dive when there is a storm. Okay, read it again and let's answer. What's your day like? A. What's your day like? Okay. Every day is different. يبقى number 3. يبقى الإجابة number 3. In my job, every day is different. On some days I go diving. On other days I test water. C. And what's the worst thing? What's the worst thing? C. There are bad things about a 5. There are bad things about every job, aren't there? Sometimes the weather is terrible. It isn't nice to go out in the boat for a dive when there's a storm. E. Why did you decide to become a marine biologist? The answer is 2. I am good at science and I love the ocean. The animals in our oceans are really beautiful and interesting. B. Number 1. D. What the best thing about your job? What the best thing about your job? Okay. My research helps to protect the plants and animals in the ocean. That the best thing, it's really important to look after our planet. Isn't it? Number 4. Okay? Okay. Read the interview again and answer the question. What does a marine biologist study? What does a marine biologist study? Okay, let's back to I think it's number 2. He studies science. Which subject is Nisma good at? No. Number 1. What does a marine biologist study? A marine biologist study the ocean and the planets and animal in it. Number 1. What does a marine biologist study? A marine biologist is a person who studies the ocean and the planets and animal in it. Number 2. Which subject is Nisma good at? Nisma good at science. Number 3. Where does Nisma go diving? In the ocean. Number 4. What does Nisma do on the computer? Okay, the answer. I also spend a lot of time on the computer writing the result of tests. Okay. Number 5. What does Nisma think it's important to do? What does Nisma think it's important to do? Okay, let's see. It's really important to look after our planet, isn't it? Number 6. What is the worst thing about Nisma's job? There are bad things every job, aren't there? Sometimes the weather is terrible. It isn't nice to go out in the boat for a dive when there is a storm. Number 7. Would you like to be a marine biologist? Why? Why not? This question for you. Answer it. Okay. Listen to the rest of the interview with Nisma. Choose the correct answer. Presenter said. هنكمل المحادثة بتاعت نسمة بين البريزنتر اللي هو المحاور وبين نسمة. فالبريزنتر بيقول لها You visit some interesting places, don't you? Yes, I do. At the moment, I am working in the Red Sea, near Nueva. Last year, I worked in Australia, and before that, I worked in Thailand. Presenter, wow! And what different kinds of animals do you study? Nisma, well, some marine biologists study large animals like whales and dolphins, but I study fish and smaller animals around the coral reefs. Presenter, it sounds like a dream job to be a marine biologist, but it isn't easy job, is it? No, Nisma, no, it isn't. There is a lot of information to collect and record. It's hard work and it takes a long time. I work about 10 hours a day. Presenter. What's your what's your advice to young people who want to become a marine biologist? Nisma, work hard at school, especially in science. You have to love science to be a marine biologist and find out everything you can about the job. You can even volunteer for dives. Volunteer means to do something free for no money, without no money, okay? Presenter, that sounds like great advice. Thank you, Nisma, you are welcome. Okay, listen. Okay, we are listening. Question number 1. At the moment, Nisma is working in the Red Sea, Australia, Thailand, France. At the moment, I am working in the Red Sea. Okay, Nisma studies whales, dolphins, smaller animals and fish. Sharks, smaller animals and fish. Nisma thinks her job is useless, easy, boring, hard work. Hard work. Nisma's advice to young people who want to be marine biologists is work hard and find out about the job. Okay, question tags. What's meaning of question tags? Question tags means السؤال المذيل اللي بيجي في آخر الجملة. دلوقتي هنعرف هو ايه السؤال المذيل ده وبيتكلم عن ايه وبنكونه ازاي. We use question tags to check informations. So we expect people to agree. هنعمل أو نأكد على الأسئلة اللي احنا متوقعين الناس توافق عليها. The voice goes down at the end of the question. Positive sentences have a negative question tag. يبقى السؤال المزيل ده هو سؤال بيجي في نهاية الجملة الخبرية وبيجي قبله كوما. طب هو لازمته ايه او بيعمل ايه؟ بيجي عشان نتأكد من السؤال او نتأكد من الجملة، يعني اللي هو زي ايه بالعربي كده مش كده او أليس كذلك، اللي هو بتيجي في آخر الجملة. طبعا السؤال المزيل بيجي عكس الجملة، يعني لو الجملة مثبتة السؤال المزيل بيجي منفي. طب لو الجملة المنفية السؤال المزيل بيجي مثبت. تمام كده؟ فهمناها؟ تعال نشوف مثال. It's really important to look after our planet, isn't it؟ أو it's دي مثبتة فجالنا إيه؟ isn't it. Negative sentence have a positive question tag. It isn't an easy job, is it؟ أهو عشان الجملة المنفية جبنا السؤال المزيل إيه؟ مثبت. We can make question tag with verb to be, verb to have, and modal verbs. For other, we use do or don't in the question tag. تعال نشوف، يعني هو بيقول لك كده احنا بنستخدم الverb to be والverb to have والمودل verbs. طب لو مفيش مودل verbs ولا verb to be بنستخدم verb to do اللي هو do وايه وdoes، طبعا مع الايه مع الفعل بتاعهم. do بتاخد I وي ويو وزي، وdoes he وشي وات، did طبعا مع ايه مع جميع الضمائر في الماضي. تمام كده؟ طب تعال نشوف match to make sentence with question tags. Number 1 already answered. Number 2, it isn't hot today. It isn't hot today دي منفية يبقى هنحتاج لها ايه؟ سؤال مزيل مثبت. It isn't هتبقى is it بنعكسها. It isn't هتبقى is it. تمام. You won't forget the phone to phone me يبقى number 2 قلناها ايه؟ B. Number 2 B. You won't forget to phone me. You won't منفية يبقى هنجيبها مثبتة. Will you؟ You won't هتبقى A. Will you؟ There were a lot of people at the meeting. There were a lot of people at the meeting. There were هتبقى منفية هتبقى weren't there. Weren't there هتبقى E. You don't like fish. Don't هنا منفية يبقى هنجيبها في الآخر مثبتة. Don't you. دي don't you. لا غلط، هتبقى C. Do you. احنا قلنا دي you don't، هنجيبها مثبتة يبقى do you. Okay. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you.